Today's video, we are going to talk about how I stay motivated. Once again, there is an email that I've created and I will put it on the screen. It is tannaradvice@clickmgmt.com.au, where you can send questions or topics that you want me to talk about and touch on. Let's get into it. To be honest, I started YouTube out of choice. I technically didn't have to financially. I was very fortunate to have parents who supported me. I'm getting to a point where they are no longer doing that, so don't stress. You could just say, Tannar, you literally don't have to work, and yet you choose to, and you choose to work hard. So how did you get that mindset? Now, in saying this, I am still learning. So if you guys have any tips on how to stay motivated and how it works for you, like, please let me know. I'm always looking for ways to keep motivated. Like, don't worry. I'm not perfect, nor am I that smart, but this is just how I do it. And I think it works pretty damn well. So pretty much when it comes to staying motivated for myself, might be different for you, but for myself, I think that there is 5 stages of staying motivated. There is routine, time management, discipline, knowledge, and also inspiration. Now, I'm going to touch on each of these individually and tell you a little bit about how I stay motivated, because I work 6 to 7 days a week and it's very hard for me to shut off, which at times isn't the best because you do need to step back and relax sometimes. But at the moment, because I'm trying to do Twitch and YouTube, I need to grind, baby. I need to grind, which is hard because I've got to stay motivated to be able to do both. Routine, waking up at the same time every day, no matter what time it is, going to bed roughly around the same time, kind of planning out your day so that it's not the same all the time, but being able to be like, I wake up at 5:30 every morning. That's just how I work. I never used to. I used to wake up at freaking 10 a.m. Not even joking. Now I wake up at 5:30 every morning. No word of lie. It does not matter what day it is. I wake up at 5:30 every single morning. I watch the sunrise. I have a coffee, and then usually I'm tired at around 9 o'clock. Sometimes a little bit later, but I always wake up at 5:30. I'm up. I'm ready to go. There is no excuses. So other things that you can add to the routine section would be going to the gym. Maybe that's 2-3 times a week. The gym is very good for your mind, and it's also very good for a routine. Also, divvying up your time collectively to work into that routine. And it's like, yes, it might be repetitive, but routine is the best for not only your mental health, but your physical health. And also, if you're trying to get a job done, routine will save your life. Now, obviously not everyone can work around this kind of routine schedule. Lennon says, well, I can't do routine because I've got update day and then I'm doing video ideas that I don't know how long they're going to take and how long they're going to edit and thumbnail. It's like, yes, I understand that this is not going to suit everyone, but if it can help you and you can fit it into your life, I think it'll be great. I really do. Then we're moving on to time management. Time management is making sure that you use your time correctly. So say you're like cooking dinner and you've just put the food in the oven. You got 20 minutes. It's like, okay, do I sit and watch the TV for 20 minutes while I wait for the chicken to cook? Or do I use that 20 minutes to unpack the dishwasher and pack the dishwasher and take the bins out and do all that kind of stuff? So it's proactively using your time with productivity. I believe this is the right term. So it's like learning to use your time correctly and not procrastinating and not wasting time. I've been reading this book lately that's like working on time management, and it says to write down every single thing that you do in the day that you thought was productive, but was actually you just procrastinating from doing a harder task. So it's like, sometimes I organize footage and I'm like, well, at least I organized footage today. It's like, yeah, but you should have been recording, Tannar. You did something, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't the hard task that you were meant to be doing. And it's calling yourself out on your own bullshit. Like, stop giving me your excuses. To be the best, you gotta be the best, okay? I don't want you to be like, well, I'm doing this and, nothing's happening. It's like, work harder, okay? Moving on to discipline. I don't want you to look at me and say, oh, but this excuse and this excuse. I've done it. Trust me. I've made up every excuse you can goddamn think of. And I am one of those people that unfortunately has suffered a lot of mental health issues in the past. But don't get me wrong, sometimes you have to use that as an excuse because obviously it's your mental health. You got take care of yourself. But there comes a time where you just gotta be like, nah, this is the way it is. Life's hard. I've just got to cop that on the chin. I don't have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I don't have to. I'm a YouTuber. I don't have a boss standing over me going, you need to be up at this time and you need to be at school this time and you need to be at work this time. I don't have that. But in order for me to have a good routine and have good time management, I need to discipline myself in order to get up at 5:30 every morning and go to the gym or go and record or get ready. No excuses. I don't want to hear it. If you truly want to be the best at something or you want to succeed and you want to excel in a certain area, no excuses. Be the best version of yourself. Know that you go to bed each night knowing that you gave everything you could to that day. That's the days that you feel like you're accomplished. Sometimes I record 3 videos in a day and then I stream and I'm like, it was a good day today. Next, we move on to knowledge. Knowledge is power. That is a very well-known thing. When it comes to mental health and, motivation, all that kind of stuff, knowing things and having the knowledge of how to do it or what's happening in your mind, it is powerful. Like, I'm not even joking. Read books. Read books if you have anxiety. Read books if you have depression. Read books if you want to be motivated. Read books if you're struggling with time management. Trust me, I do. You're never too young and you're never too old for self-help books. Now, I've got a whole bunch of books here that I will show you and I will leave the names of them all down in the description. They they have been super, super helpful for me in the past. So here's the one I'm reading at the moment. This one's really good for like time management. It is called Get Your Shit Together. How to stop worrying about what you should do so you can finish what you need to do and start doing what you want to do. Literally mood. Very good read. This one I've also read previously. It's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be. Do you know how motivating it is to read books? Damn good advice for people with talent. Me, I got talent. I know I do. Then we've got, it starts with passion. Do what you love and love what you do. It's okay to be like, oh, I've got to read a book to get motivated. I read all these books all the time. You are a badass every day. How to keep your motivation strong, your vibe high, and your quest for transformation unstoppable. Then we've got Change Your Mind. 57 ways to unlock your creative self. This is for my creative people out there. Don't read this book. Get it? It's telling me not to read it because people who are lazy and procrastinate don't read, okay? Time management for creative people. I am the creative person that needs time management. Then you've got Build the Person You Want to Be. And then this one, which is obviously a book that everyone knows. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a because I am a severely anxious person. When I was younger, I went through a lot of therapy trying to work through my anxiety and stuff like that. And I used to focus a lot on the negatives in life and I was waiting for bad things to happen. And then they kind of just said to me, it's like, okay, instead of waiting for all these bad things to happen, why don't you just focus on the good things? So every day I walk outside and I watch the sunrise and I watch the sunset and I go, God damn it, life is beautiful. I am so unbelievably grateful. Like, don't get me wrong, there is days where I don't feel this way and I don't appreciate it as much as I do, say, as what I am now, but it's discipline and getting into the routine of appreciating those finer things. So even when I have a bad day, it's like, okay, at least I know it's going to get better. And at least I know that, you know, I'm doing everything I can to be the best version of myself. So yeah, this one comes into play with the knowledge. Look at all this knowledge, read books. And another thing is like, I watch a lot of motivational YouTube videos. Like there is this guy called Matus M. He has a lot of motivational videos, which are most of them are like gym people and, you know, people who are trying to be like CEOs and but getting in that mindset of just knowing that like you are capable of doing it, it will keep you going, I promise. Steve Jobs did a speech at the 2005 like Stanford like graduation or some shit. And it is one of the most motivational speeches I've actually ever heard. And he finished it off by saying, stay hungry, stay foolish.
Stay hungry, stay foolish. Thank you all very much.
And that's something that's like kind of stuck in my mind. Whenever I feel, you know, down and not motivated, I go back and watch these kind of videos and I read these books because it just puts you back in the mindset of it's like, yeah, you're having a day. No worries. It's going to get better. You have trained yourself to be able to handle this. So don't stress. You are doing your best. Don't worry. So I will link that channel and the Steve Jobs videos down below also, as well as all the names of the books. In one of the motivational videos, which is based around the rock and the gym and all that kind of stuff, it's pretty much saying it's like you have 24 hours in the day. Successful people should sleep around 6 hours. Listen, I'm not saying you should sleep 6 hours, but maybe 7 or 8. But getting into the routine, it's like, okay, well, what are you doing with the rest of those 16 or 17 or 18 hours? You have all the time in the world. Don't sit there and be like, oh, I wish there was more time in the day. It's like, no, you have plenty of time. You just need to correctly use your time. Before I dive into the last point, I just want to add in that this is something that I've personally done. Might not necessarily help anyone else. Something that I've done to kind of like, you know, stay in the routine and, you know, discipline myself and figuring out how to use my time while I'm trying to do Twitch and YouTube. It's a lot for my brain to handle. Something that happens to my brain when I drink alcohol is something that I don't think is necessary in order for me to be the best, if that makes sense. So I kind of personally made the decision to give up drinking. Don't get me wrong, I still have like a couple when we go out for dinner or something like that, but I don't drink heavily anymore at all, because if I want to be the best at YouTube and also want to casually Twitch stream, I need to work 7 days a week. I don't have time off. So if you have a night out with your friends, which is completely fine and completely up to you, the next day it's like, yes, you can have a day off. Don't worry. Like, you have 1 day off a week. That's fine. You worked all day, you went out with your friends, then you come back the next day, you're completely out. I'm at a point where it's like the next day I feel mentally clouded. I'm not hungover, but I'm just not there properly, if that makes sense. So I had to make that decision for myself in order to be the best, even though I'm not the best, but I want to be the best. I had to make that decision and sacrifice in order to put YouTube and Twitch and you guys first, okay? Moving on to the last and final thing, inspiration. You have to look up to somebody, whether that be somebody who is in your career path that you want to be like or be better or, you know, be just under or, you know, be alongside of, like, or whether or not it's a family member that is just doing their best, or somebody, I don't know how to explain who would inspire you. For me personally, I'm very, very fortunate to live with the person that inspires me the most, and that is my brother. Because as I said to you guys before, I was living my life where I had no purpose. I didn't have to work. I could have just slept all day and had food and drank on the weekends. My parents, they just wanted to support me. They weren't bad parents. They just were like, yeah, okay, she'll figure it out one day. Lennon forced me, literally forced me to find passion in my life and find purpose. And it is one of the most amazing things that ever could have happened to me. And I'm very, 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 very grateful for him for that. He inspires me because I watched him grind, literally sleep 3 hours a night for months. We just gave him coffee, gave him food, and just didn't talk to him because he was so cranky because he was just working so hard to be the best. And he is the best, literally one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. I don't know if you know that. For me, who obviously wants to be a very big, successful YouTuber, I've got it right in front of me. He's not the only person that inspires me. You've got everyone who around me who works as hard as what I say I would. Like, you've got the whole Click Management crew, you've got the whole YouTuber like group. It's very inspiring to watch all of them because I see how hard they work, and it keeps you going. So it's like, say if YouTube is something that you want to do, it's like, look at the people that you're watching. Think about how hard they work. Think about all the time and effort that they put in. You've got to take that all into account if that's what is going to inspire you, if that makes sense. I don't know. If you want to be a movie star, look at the biggest movie stars in the world. Think about how hard they work. Think about the discipline. Read up about them. Listen to their voices. I'm sure that there is videos out there of them explaining how they got there. Inspire yourself with those people. It's just hard-working people, you know what I mean? Like, my dad is one of the hardest working people I have ever met in my entire life. I look at him every day and see how hard he worked and the hardships he's been through. It's like, you got to remind yourself that it's not an easy road to success. You just can't wing it. You got to work hard. I'm in a situation where it's like, yeah, of course. I was super, super fortunate to have been given this start because of Lennon, but he can put eyes on a channel. He can't make you guys stay here, and he can't make me work. He can't just give me millions and millions and millions of views. It just doesn't work like that. I have to work hard and be the best version of myself in order to keep you guys around or get new people to come. Like, it's not just handed to me, if that makes sense. But as I said, this entire video was completely all over the place, as was my weight loss one. But this is my opinion. This is how I do it. As I said, if you have other tips, please let me know. But routine, discipline, time management, knowledge, and inspiration. They are the 5 key things that I think can help you be the best version of yourself, because it definitely helps me be the best version of myself. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, I know it's all over the place. I don't think a video of mine will ever be structured properly. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you want to see more shit like this, and make sure you do give it a thumbs up. I appreciate your support, and I am just working my hardest to be the best version of myself. I love you all, okay?